Hey guys, welcome back to another lesson. Today I'd like to talk to you about ascending trains of 2/5s and 5/1s and 2/5/1s. And this really gives you a kind of a mature, progressive, modern jazz piano sound. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a short piece for you and like a short chord progression. And then I'll show you what I played very slowly, and then we'll break it down in terms of the theory behind it. So the heart of this progression is this kind of ascending chord train. And let me play it slowly for you so you can copy it. I'll break it down. So the first, you'll see the chord names on the screen. I might actually differ from what this program, which automatically tries to identify the chord names, spits out. So when we differ, I'll mention it. This is a D minor 7, going to a G13 flat 9. The next chord this is a C9 sus4. And again, you can see the names of the notes and how I finger them on screen. They're highlighted in blue, and you can see my fingers and so on. This is an F minor 9, 11. Now I'm kind of stretching my fingers here. This might be a bit difficult for you, some of you, if you're kind of at the beginning stage. So you can play it like this. That might be easier. Or maybe like this. It's equally good. Next chord is an E flat 9 sus4. So this is how I play this. And then the next chord is an A flat major 9. Then the next chord is, well, the program insists that this is an A major 9 on the bass of C sharp. I actually view this as a D flat minor, minor 13. Well, this is like, I guess you could call it that. And the next chord is identified as an F sharp dominant 7 flat 9, but I actually choose to call it a G flat dominant 7 flat 9. It's exactly the same thing, right? An F sharp is pretty much the same as a G flat. And then the last chord is a B major 9. You can add this note here if you'd like. Gives it a slightly richer sound. Okay, so what did I play here exactly? To show you what's going on here, I'm going to play the same chords, but in their really simplest forms, without all of the complex voicings and so on. I'm just going to play like seventh chords and even triads. So we have a G minor to a G. Sorry, a D minor to a G, a C dominant 7 to an F minor, E flat to an A flat, and then D flat minor, G flat dominant 7 to a B. Now I've played 4 sort of sections here, and each of them was either a 2/5, a 5/1, or a 2/5/1. And let me show you. The first pair, D minor to G, is a 2/5 in the key of C major. So if you play the C major scale, you have these degrees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is a 1, and I've played a 2, which is the D minor, to a 5, which is a G, and I actually didn't play the 1. The 1 would have been a C major, but I didn't play it. Then I moved to a 5/1 in the key of F minor. So I played this thing, which is really a 5-1 in the key of F minor. So, if you take so the 5 here is a C, and it goes to the root, the 1, which is an F minor. Then the next pair is this A flat, this E flat to A flat, and this is a 5-1 in the key of A flat major. Here's the here's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have an E flat, which is a 5, going to a 1, which is an A flat. And finally, we have a 2-5-1 in the key of B flat. Sorry, not B flat, in the key of B major. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is a 1. A D flat minor to a G flat dominant 7 to a B flat. Sorry, not a B, the B flat, a B major. And I've just strung them together. So 2, 5, 5, 1, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1. And that's kind of the idea behind what I played. And the idea is that if you string these 2 5s, 5 1s, and 2 5 1s fast enough, sort of the listener's ear would come to accept it as sort of I guess, musically acceptable. If you play it too slowly, it sounds a bit too weird. So you have to practice it until you get it under your belt. And if you play it fast enough, the listener will come to accept these harmonic changes and even interpret them as being pretty sophisticated. And you have to agree that even though the concept is simple, the eventual sound that it produces is quite interesting. It can be pretty rich. Now, there was an additional point here that I should point out, which is if you look at the highest note I was playing, so I was playing so there's sort of an underlying very regular motion. I'm actually climbing up the diminished scale, which does kind of glue these different chords together. I kind of chose the voicings in such a way that the uppermost note had some sort of progression to it. It didn't just jump all over the place. Although you'd actually might be surprised if you experiment with these sort of jumps. If you play them again fast enough, they will create an acceptable sound. Again, there's a lot of richness here, and I'm just laying out the basic idea for you to sort of think about and maybe explore on your own. And I should say that there isn't really anything super deep about the keys I jump between. I jump the first 2 5 in the key of C major, right? Then I move to the key of F minor, then A flat major, and then B major. So I started with the key of C, then went to F, then went to A flat, then went to B. There's nothing that really kind of glues them together. I could have chosen other keys as well. I just happened to choose these ones because they sound, I guess that was my artistic choice. But what I'm trying to convey here is that this can really work, or you can change between really kind of there doesn't have to be anything deep that ties the keys you move in between together. They don't have to be a perfect fourth apart, or they don't have to be a semitone apart, or whatever. So that's kind of the last point I wanted to make. Anyway, this is a really interesting concept, and it's also a really great way to practice or work on your 2 5s and 2 5 1s. In case you don't feel confident enough in finding 2/5s and 2/5/1s, I'll link down below to another set of videos of mine that discusses this concept, so you can go watch it. And at any rate, I hope you've learned something interesting, and I'll see you next time.